Arbor vitae, tree of life. A child questions whether trees have their winter roots in the ground or in the sky, and whether there are leaves underfoot unseen, filling the veins we mine. The child is answered that only human roots have their trees in the sky, and if leaves became an acceptable mode of exchange, our land would still be bankrupt of wonder. Boiling eggs in a white-flecked black pot. For Angela Beta, when she was little. Bald women are snorkeling in the North Sea, where an ice floe breaking up awakens white blind fishes in a subterranean river on a strange world, where 3 slim crescents of moonlight float among the flecked enamel stars. Dorothy. For Dorothy, lives say, her sterling softness and the halting shuffle of arthritis convince you she's a gone old woman. You will not expect the little hand-carved people in Swiss dress who dance out of her pupils on the hour, hammering the rusty air with bells. They vanish in a blink of light. Then you'll hear the quiet counting itself down on the fingers of 2 hands. Clewick. For Emily Carr. The stones that eulogize the lilies where you thrived are rough, unspeakable seeds. Bride of the painted field, sister of sea and sky, loved by the unlovable, unloved by the one beloved, you gave yourself to the Haida, god trees carving themselves out of the burnished ground, salt-burnt faces old and puckered as the young maize stripped from its ancient roots. Now earth contains you, like a silenced tongue, a word. Yet asleep in a tent of sun and rain, the season's girl is again the tree's divine interpreter. Boldly still your spirit brushes the changing line. Flesh of ocean, bone of land. Your eloquent silence stuns and honors us. The big blue raven praises you, Clewick, O laughing one. Nuptial. My art is like the mirror in the hand of Utamaro's shaded blue lady. It marries an angle of seeing to an illusion of being. Each line is a clear strand brushed up from the nape of the mind and pinned before the placing of the veil. Art is my wedding veil. My art is also craft. To show my love I conceal it, flesh bone with articulate light, heightened detail between folds of shadow. Now I hold the white sheet bound with words. It is even more perfect than a veil, a contract subtler than a given name. Oasis. Weightlessly, the elephant lifts her pregnant bulk from the mud. As she swings her curved quadrantal ears, the galactic arms of her ivory tusks flash and disappear. The black hide of space glistens with drops of water. Path. The wet path struggled to hold me back. Spring's tough bracken and branches hunched with rain slapped my face. Out of breath, I stopped midway. Swung to stillness, the limbs that overhung dangled new green beads of elderberry, and each suspended in a clear globe of rain, the upended image of the trees. In that magnified miniature, my green path curved toward the sky. Portrait of a fast cat. Grandma on the back veranda, the final edition in her lap, throws her tea to hit the neighbor's cat in our flowers. Pragmatic, the pussy watches the arcing body of hot water somersault through air off target. The first drops rattle claws on the rock ledge as the mist cat scrams, and a backwind catches the brown tail of liquid still descending into the gold chrysanthemums and splashes it in petals all over the red veranda gate. Irate, Grandma enters the kitchen for another cup, then settles in the lawn chair by the steps, watchfully, the news rolled up like a cannon. Between slats of the high weathered picket, ear tufts twitch in the sun. Seedbed. Time's flower, the clock, unfolds the child in me, who in my dream awakes to find her body sepaled green with flame. In her brain, the tongue's blue root, the fire sings her secret name. From her navel, an umbilicus of light, stems a black blossom whose galaxies of pollen slow ponderously, winding her in, till the clock flower's pistils fall thick as if from rain and pause in the finished hour, so the key that flicks the black seeds back can turn and spin her round again. On wakening, she opens wizened eyes, and I touch with her timeless hands the face of an old, old woman. The Geographer. On the painting by Jan Vermeer, 1669. Under his left hand, the unopened volume. In his right, the twin-legged gauge of expanding centers hovers over a blank parchment unfurled, translucent wave where a map will come to be. To his inward and distracted gaze, these objects like a shoreline blur, he speeds through stillness. Dipped in a dream, he leans like a trader's prow away from the known into encompassing light from the quartered window, while in the foreground thick wool from Turkey or Persia folds over the table trenches of blue, surging into stunned peaks of light above spice-colored borders. Put away, almost ignored, the conscripted globe on the back corner cupboard glows from darkness like a moon. Near full it sails, fixed above his forehead, as though to the spire of a plunging mast. Toy fish. Silver carp, fat goldfish in a cosmic pool. You were my little girl god. You were where the thread, crooked, filled the invisible spool, head to tail. Still swimming like a shuttle, You weave bright light years between the stars. Those silver pegs where knots of matter are on the black frame of the space-time loom. I've made a toy fish, much like you. Slender, three-finned it ascends, heaping an overspin of fire behind it, a trail too fast unraveling. My new fish dives like a needle toward the cratered button of the moon and threads it, and heads for the dozen big buttons, gray and marrow red, and the asteroid-scattered necklace of seed pearls flung between the worlds. Silver carp, slim goldfish in the cosmic pool. When you've unwound from argent head to tail, when you're a skeleton, a fishbone wishbone, by that first knot dangling from the finished thread, my toy fish that is much like you, and you, will make a dark rendezvous, a docking maneuver over the last black rent. Will bring you thread enough to silver the separate spaces into one whole sun. Why I woke you. I heard our two watches talking. They talked a long time. They talked in circles all night to decide which was best at ours, yours or mine. Yours was very proud being new, and meanly mocked mine for falling behind. No fault of its own, because I bought it second-hand. My watch called your watch a bad name. Your watch did the same. Now wait a minute, said mine, losing face. Darn digital, your number's up. My watch hit your watch a backhand. Yours gave mine the works. Really boxed its gears. That's why I woke you, to ask you what time it is, dear. Window shopping. Yesterday, a fall sale of birds flew south over the checkout counter, their cries ringing the sun's cold zero. This morning, the aisles are emptied, and one red sweater swings high on a branch, while invisible workers whitewash old walls.